Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm still wearing the same clothes as the last video. That is because I'm filming in advance. The reason for that is because I'm doing schoolwork from home and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film, so I wanted to make sure that I filmed a few in advance. That way I had some ready for you guys when and if you watch them. So anyway, today, as you can see down below, we are going to be doing the reader problem book tag. Super excited to do this one. I personally haven't seen anyone on BookTube do it recently, so I don't know if anyone has. If you have, be sure to link it down below. I'd love to see the video and see if any of the stuff I said correlates with what you said. And as you already know the deal, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and that little bell if you want notifications every time I post. Anyway, I'm Jillian and let's get into the video. So I am reading off of my laptop, so if you see me look over this way, that is what I am doing to read the questions because I film on my phone. So anyway, to start with question 1. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? So for this, a little bit different for me. I normally, because I'm an English major, I do have to read for class as well. So I tend to pick up those books first to kind of get them out of the way. As you know, it's like a 50-50 chance on whether you'll actually enjoy the book for class or not. But we read really in depth for the class, so I tend to enjoy most of the books that we do read. So that's usually what I tend to pick up first. Now, as for fun reading, I just pick up, whatever I feel like I need, a good thriller. Sometimes I do have a jar here that has some different reading goals for the year. So I could pick out one of these and it will give me, a good book to read. For example, I pick out this one. It says, read a book by an author who you have never read. So obviously in this case, I would be picking a book by someone who I normally haven't read, which is a pretty fun experience most of the time. Question number 2. You're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you put it down or are you committed? So I usually don't DNF a book. I think I've only DNF'd maybe 2 books since I've become like an avid reader. So I tend to push my way through, normally because I know a lot of books tend to have a slower start. So I like to push my way through them and try to get myself to enjoy them as much as possible, if at all possible. Question 3. The end of the year is coming and you're behind on your reading challenge. Do you try to catch up? And if so, how? So in this case, I'm really bad with my reading goals. So normally, I'd just say, you know what, forget it. I really like to enjoy my books. Although I am a pretty fast reader, it does depend. So, some years I try to push myself. So I know I probably won't finish the goal, but it's always a good try. But if I'm close to the end of the year and I know I'm not going to finish, then I normally just don't finish. That's personally for me. I know that I do read audiobooks as well, and reading those with regular books usually helps to boost that number of books read up. And listening is reading. So that's what I would do. Question 4. The covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? I don't. I freak out inside. I can't stand it. It irritates me so much. Normally, I like to buy the covers that match, but in some cases, like with An Ember in the Ashes here, it's beautiful, beautiful, ugly, and I hate it. It drives me nuts. And I just can't stand it. Also, you can't see, but up here I have my Infernal Devices series, and my Clockwork Angel does not match the rest, and it is one of the most irritating things ever, and it makes me panic a little bit. But normally, if I can't find the whole series in the same cover, I just try to deal with it. But it is one of my pet peeves when the book covers don't match. Question 5. Everyone and their mother loves a book that you do not. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? So for this, definitely my best friend Stacy. She does have her own YouTube channel. I will try and link that down below for you guys to check out her channel. So I definitely bond over a lot of feelings with her. Our reading likes tend to be very similar, but if she hasn't read a book that I have, I tend to just search through YouTube as much as I can and try to find a booktuber with, you know, similar thoughts and feelings on the book as me. So that's definitely one of the main things I do. But if I can't find anybody, I just wallow in my self-pity. But other than that, I just try my hardest to, you know, keep my spirits up about a book. That's really all I do. I mostly tend to scrounge on YouTube to find someone with similar likes though, so definitely. Question 6. You're reading a book in public and you're about to start crying. What do you do? Cry? I have no shame in crying over a book. When I was in school, I did go to the bathroom sometimes. It was so bad, or I'd hold the book up to my face and that was kind of the equivalent. But, you know, it's very hard to make me cry in a book, although I do feel a lot of emotions. For that though, cried my eyes out. Now I know there are a lot of mixed feelings on this book. Personally, I loved it, but I bawled my eyes out so much. All I wanted to do is crawl into my little cocoon of a bed and never leave. Cried my eyes out. Again, wanted to crawl into the cocoon of a bed and never leave. Sarah J. Maas did something to me in this book. I felt no shame in crying. All I wanted to do was cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. That's it. This book killed me inside. But anyway, that is what I just tend to do. Let those feelings out, girls and boys. Let them out. Question 7. The sequel to a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot about what happens. Are you going to reread it? This depends. If it's been that long that I remember nothing, I might pick it up to reread it. Other times I may just decide that I could watch some recaps on YouTube about what other readers thought, or someone I had similar interests within the book and I remember, and just watch through those. That usually tends to help quite a bit. I did that with one of these series. The Three Dark Crowns series, I did have to watch videos on the first 3 before I read, or I'm currently listening to Five Dark Fates, so I did have to watch some YouTube videos to catch up on these instead of rereading them because it was 3 books and I wanted to get right to reading. So it usually just depends, but I know that when I go back to read the Red Queen series, I'm probably going to have to reread them only because I read through the first one and half of the second one, but didn't really get further than that, so that one's just going to be a reread for me. Question 8. You do not want someone to borrow your books. How do you politely say no when someone asks? I personally don't have a problem with the word no. That sounds horrible, but I will know you to death. You want to borrow my book? No. No. But I did receive this for Christmas, and it is a personal library kit, which I was super excited about. So at this point in my life, I may library you out a book, but other than that, I really only trust my grandma with my books. So, but now that I have this, we'll see. Question 8. I think that's what we're on. You have picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over this reading slump? You just have to give yourself time. Time is of the essence, but time is one of the best things. If you're in a slump, you're there for a reason. Netflix it up, sis. Netflix it up. You know, give yourself that time you need away from the books. Get over that last book you read. Just, my dog's shaking my tripod. But get over that slump by yourself. You're gonna need that time. So if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. Question 9. There are so many books coming out that you are dying to read. How many do you end up buying? All of them? I'm not a library person. I do have the Libby app, so I will be using that, but I'm not like a go-to and check out a book from the library. Personally, for me, I don't know. If I'm gonna read a book that's like all messed up, I'll read one of my own messed up books. But I'm also a collector, so you know, if I'm gonna read a book, I want to keep it, kind of thing, unless I really didn't like it, and in that case, you know, I'll donate to school or libraries or, you know, half-price books. So that's usually what I end up doing, but I will end up buying most all of them, especially if I really do want to read them, whether that's on my Kindle, Audible, now Libby, or you know, if I just want the physical copy. It all just depends. And finally, question 10. We've done it. Okay. This question asks, after you purchase all of these books that you've been dying to read, how long do they sit on your shelves before you get to them? This depends. It depends on how much schoolwork I have, what other books I'm reading, but I'd say approximately like a month or so. Some books it's longer. For instance, got this forever ago. Still haven't read it. I feel no shame. Got this forever ago. Still haven't read it. Feel no shame. So it really just depends on what's interesting me. Normally, if I purchase a book off of Amazon and it's coming, that's like the book I want to read. Now with quarantine, I have to wait forever for my books. So that's normally what I do. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. I might be leaving the questions for you down below if you want to do the tag. Make sure to tag me if you do this tag after me. I love to watch your videos. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell if you want notifications every time I post. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.